Yeah, man. I'm just gonna start it right up, bro, because we are so behind schedule. It's been crazy, but what's going on, people? It's your boy Macky OMO. I'm here with my boy, my brother Johnny B, the Bonano, the Bonanzo, the Barber, the Bonano. And again, like I said, he is not a special guest. He is really our co-host. He's here to stay. Dean, the greatest DJ in New Jersey, plus the world, August.
With all 3 pesitos he's got right there. All 3 pesos.
All 3 pesos, nigga. Take that.
Come on
Angelo,
now.
the fifth Ninja Turtle.
And we are the Paradise Podcast. What's going on, people? How y'all doing?
I was expecting a drop, and I didn't hear a drop.
I was expecting a
Oh, I gave a gunshot. Y'all ain't hear the gunshot?
No audio on this end, bro.
Oh, what?
I ain't getting no shots,
I see why you're not hearing a gunshot. Hold on, let me get my drops together.
Unprepared. What a disgrace.
Come on, man. You already know what it is.
Go home.
You already know.
Hey, yo, go home.
You're drunk, sir. Go home.
Nigga, I am.
As he's necking that rolling rock.
Look at this guy.
We don't pass the rock. We roll the rock.
We roll rock.
Hey, yo. Pause. But what's good, guys? While I get these drippity drops together, we can just start. Don't matter. So there's like a couple things that have been happening this past week or weekend.
Word.
That have kind of shaken up the place. So I want to know if where should we start? Where should we begin? Which one do you guys want to talk about first? Want to talk about any new animes that came out? Or because I know we said we were going to talk about Invincible.
Yeah, I was going to say we promised the listeners that we would all watch the end of season 1 for Invincible, and we would talk about it.
Okay, so we can start there. Did you guys watch it? Let's start there.
Yeah.
You seen it, Dean?
Hell yeah.
So
Cool.
So a theme that's been
it.
going on with the show since the beginning of the show is every single time the opening credits will come, it'll be bloodier every single episode.
Yeah, every
But
time.
I think the first episode.
Before we keep going, spoiler warning, yeah, because we're gonna spoil the whole season. We're gonna talk about it. I know how we get with conversation. We're all over the place, beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
So spoiler warning, we're gonna now go into our opinions and deep dives on Invincible, which is on Amazon Prime. Okay, so if you haven't watched it, skip the whole beginning of this podcast, I guess. So, pause it, go back, go binge it. It's only 8 episodes. They're long episodes, but it's only 8 episodes. And then come back and listen to what we got to say about it. All right, Macky, go.
It's an 8-hour shift.
It's an 8-hour shift. Do it.
So yeah, spoiler warning, whatever. Did you guys watch it?
Yes. It was watched.
Okay. So like I said before I was rudely interrupted, every single episode, the opening credits or the Invincible
title card.
The title card, thank you. The title card would be bloodier every single time.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like really, really dope because
it was awesome.
It kept me involved. Plus, you never really knew when they were gonna drop the
title card. It was always mid conversation.
Bro, you would never know.
He's gonna win this fight. He's gonna need to be Invincible.
That's it.
I was like, oh shit.
No, I thought that was really good. So, I mean, I have some gripes with the show only because I always have my Dr. Umar cap on, ladies and gentlemen. So, as a black man, I have to fight for my black women, and just because I did a little research after watching it, I noticed that they changed some characters for the show.
They did. I know exactly what you're going to talk about. Too.
Okay.
Go for it.
And I'm sure the listeners do too, but fuck it. I forgot her name, Amber, I think her name was. Mm-hmm. She was originally a white girl.
She was.
And
in the comic book.
In the comic book, she was actually a white girl. And while she was in the comic book, she actually glamorized the drug life and all that other stuff. Like gang activity. I think she did not like any of those things. Mm-hmm. But then when she found out he was a superhero, she left all those things alone and fell in love with him. Right? In the show, they made Amber. How did they make her? Sorry, they made Amber
Other than black.
Yeah, besides like this is what they did. They perpetuated the trope of a nagging black woman. And that's what they did.
I didn't get that vibe.
Yeah, every single time she was always suspect and would like, even though she would give him a chance, she would never really open herself up because she knew all the lies he was telling. And I saw a lot of dudes on the internet killing her character for that. And it's like, I don't like when Hollywood and when writers do this to black people. They always try to make them a problem or dehumanize them in whichever way they can. And we can talk about.
Did you think that maybe her character was just too aggressive for your liking? Like you thought maybe
no, I didn't mind.
I didn't mind a little too much.
I didn't even mind that. I just didn't like the fact that like she didn't. The character didn't have to be that way. Her character didn't have. I didn't have an issue with her character because everything her character, the issues that her character had, I totally agreed with. She's dating a dude that didn't want to be truthful about his real life, right? Then
every right to be angry about that.
She knew what he was doing, and he still
she had an idea. She didn't know, but she had an idea.
No, she said she knew.
She said she figured it out, but she didn't have confirmation.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like she had a really good guess.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure she did, bro. I'm pretty sure she did. But we'll go with you. She had a pretty good guess on what he was really doing. Right. I agree with everything. She should be angry. She should want him to be, if like they're really going to be serious. They went to a damn college together. Like, so she thinks that, you know, this is an actual serious thing. By now, I feel like she knew at the college, that episode. She knew after that because the nigga just dipped and all of a sudden Invincible came.
He was nowhere to be seen it. So
yeah, there's no way. It's a black woman. She's too smart, bro. Stop it.
Must have given it away. If nothing else, that would definitely seal the hand.
William saw it right away after looking at him long enough.
Right under his chin.
He was
Imagine
like,
your chin.
Like, I know you. I know you, bro.
I know you, bro.
Like, I kind of know you. I mean, I get exactly what you're saying. Like, I do understand.
Wait, hold on. Let me just finish. Other than that, the show is phenomenal. Fighting scenes are some of the most goriest fighting scenes I've seen in a long time.
They definitely don't
the story was very, very well told, and the fact that they held, what's his name? His dad's Omni-Man, his true drive and his actual mission until the end was very telling. Also,
it was suspenseful. It was very suspenseful.
The fact that he didn't kill his son, also telling about what type of man he is.
Yes.
Agreed. So I just can't wait for season 2 and season 3. Honestly, I hope they get that shit out to us now.
That shit's gonna slap.
It's gonna be awesome. I actually hope they increase like the animation budget a little bit too. Make the animation a little bit more fluid, and it's gonna look fucking incredible. Because the storytelling is already
the first. They did the most. They put the most money in animation with that first and last one. Because I know damn well everybody noticed that switch up where shit was just like. I'm like,
so you talking about the subway scene?
I'm talking about the subway scene when Omni-Man and his wife was in Paris or France or wherever that shit was.
And the dragon popped out.
If you watch that, like you'll be like, oh shit.
Let Cecil earn his paycheck.
I'm telling you, bro, that shit was crazy. That shit was the only thing that was one of the things that turned me off from it. I'm not gonna lie. I almost stopped watching it because
was what? The animation?
The switch up. Because I was watching, I'm like, oh shit looks good. The first 2 episodes, and I think maybe like third or fourth ones when it switched up. And I was like, oh nah. I almost turned away from it. But
what do you mean switched up? What do you mean by that? What do you mean switched up?
You can tell that they cycled the animators.
Yeah, oh, you mean the animation got different.
Yeah, he's talking about the visuals.
Okay.
Which is dope. I normally am not a big fan like DC types of stories, like DC heroes in general. Like I like Batman. And I like all that other stuff. I'm just not DC? a DC. No. I'm gonna get to my point.
What do you wait? Hold on. What did you add? Who? Oh, never mind. Continue.
Yeah. I understand. So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of DC in general. Like I appreciate it. You know, I've watched and I've read, and Invincible is kind of like an ongoing spoof of DC in general. You know, Omni-Man is a spoof on Superman, and they have Darkwing, who's a spoof on Batman, and the Martian, who is the Martian Manhunter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And War Woman, who's supposed to be Wonder Woman and Hawk Girl fused together. Bro. And Red Rush is the Flash. You know, so they are spoofing some of these DC heroes. And I just really found the storytelling.
What's his name? Vandal Savage.
Vandal Savage?
No, is this
Vandal Savage?
It's Vandal Savage.
I think so. You might be right.
The dude that was that came back alive and was like, "Where's Omni-Man? Where's Omni-Man?"
The Immortal.
The Immortal, right?
The Immortal.
DC, they have a Vandal Savage whose character, because they did like a little background quick flashback on these
you're
things.
Talking about the guy that he's really old and he lives forever. Yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about.
They have somebody in DC named Vandal Savage.
That's who you're talking about.
They're gonna definitely bring that nigga back.
So yeah, they were working on him at the end. He was in One Piece again. You didn't peep it?
I didn't peep. I don't remember. Maybe I peeped it.
It's in that when Cecil takes Mark to that room that's all white. And then he flips the light switch. Okay. Yeah, they were working on him in the background. You saw him for like a split second. So it was interesting. I genuinely enjoyed the storytelling with these characters so much that it didn't bother me that we didn't get too much backstory on the original Guardians of the Globe, and we didn't get that much. Like, you know, we're just supposed to assume superheroes are a normal thing in this universe. Like, you know, in Marvel stories, we get so much of an origin story kind of thing, like the superheroes have to exist somehow. Like they have to exist somehow in a logical sense in order for it to make, you know, sense of the world around them. But in these stories, they're superheroes and they're flying around, and we're just seeing the story from the point that they want to tell it from. And I actually appreciated the storytelling in Invincible very much. I like Mark Grayson as a character because he's obviously, you know, a teenager, and he acts like a teenager that is struggling with self-identity and things like that. Like it was a realistic story. Like, you know, he didn't have this Spider-Man complex where he acts like a teenager for 5, 6, 7 years. And then, you know, then maybe he matures a little bit. Like you could tell Mark is forcing himself to grow into this superhero role. You know, and then towards the end where he's not arguing, but having that conversation with Adam Eve about even wanting to be a hero because he thinks he sucks at everything in life. I just felt like the character development was great. This series focused a lot on character and character development, and they made that Superman trope. They actually made it work. I don't like Superman. Like he's my least favorite. God.
You and me, bro. That's probably the one thing we agree upon, bro.
Yeah, I don't
hate
like Superman, bro. I just think it's the corniest superhero concept ever. I just don't like, and that's me. And I know there's a lot of people that love Superman, and I'm all for it. If you love Superman, love him to death. But I
love him to death.
Just not my cup of tea. That's all.
He's trash.
I thought that this concept of Viltrum and the Viltrumite Empire and them trying to, you know, take siege of the entire galaxy, it just was a pleasant surprise, but a very welcomed one, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I knew that was the direction it was going to go in. Like even without doing the research that I did for the comic book, I just felt like that was what was going to happen. I was like, he's been lying.
Can we say like what did you assume like was going like before finding out his like ultimatum? What did you assume it was?
I didn't know that it was like an encroaching empire type of thing, like an expanding empire. I just thought that eventually he just wanted to be the top dog, you know, on the planet.
Dollar, right?
Like, like I thought like that was his personal motive. I didn't know it was like a Viltrumite motive.
I felt like it was definitely something that came from that, because when Mark got his powers, he had this one scene where he was like, oh, I just gotta punch something. And I was like, oh, I was thinking, power kicked in. He's like, yo, I gotta hit some shit, bro. I'm like, oh,
because
nah.
you know what I noticed, because I rewatched it to watch it with Sirmata, because I saw it on my own, the first time, and then I rewatched it with her. On the second watch, I noticed that you can tell Nolan as a character is very conflicted from the very beginning.
From the beginning,
he's got so much going on in his head emotionally. And we obviously we don't know what it is until the ending, where we get that conversation between him and Mark, but he's so conflicted with the life that he's created for himself. And I think what happened was he got extremely comfortable with having this life, and he had to keep reminding himself that for someone like him, it's extremely temporary. For someone that can live for thousands of years, spending 17 years with one person is in his words, a speck of time in his entire lifespan. So I thought that was, just the way that they use those particular plot points sell the emotional value of the character development. And that to me was just golden. The story by itself carries the entire show.
That's true. I fuck with it. I definitely fuck with the storyline. Everything it comes with.
It was great. I thought the fight scenes were great. I thought fucking Omni-Man fighting a fucking kaiju
was just crazy,
shit.
bro.
He destroyed Cthulhu, bro. That was fucking Cthulhu.
Yeah, I seen Cthulhu. I was like, what the fuck is Cthulhu doing back in the game?
He destroyed the hell out of that thing.
We forgot. We mentioned all the superheroes instead of one. And I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this person. Mr. Carl Winslow was a part of the show.
He was.
He was a part of the show.
The principal of the school.
True hero.
Principal Winslow.
I feel like he deserves to be mentioned.
Principal Winslow. That was true. I did peep that, and I was like, "Oh man, wow!" Yo, I saw something on Twitter. If it wasn't today, it was yesterday, where they had a screenshot of a King of the Hill episode where Bobby was reading a comic book of Invincible, and then they had the comparison with the dude that was working for the Secret Service that looks like Bobby Hill.
I seen that, bro.
That shit blew online.
And I was like, oh, that's
a crazy
reference.
theory.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was an awesome reference. But yeah, so I don't like DC stuff like that, but I really thoroughly enjoyed this story. It was just told really well.
Sorry to cut you off. You didn't like none of the what is it called? Like Justice League? You didn't watch any of that? Like
the animated series?
Yeah.
I definitely did.
I know you like the animated movies.
I do like the animated movies. I know a lot about DC stories and their characters. I'm not oblivious to them at all.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
No, but the listeners don't know that because I'm shitting on DC right now.
Yeah, but the listeners should be savvy enough to know that. That's what I'm saying. Like the question I asked was, did you watch it? Because a lot of the times when I say something I don't like, it's usually I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna even front with you. I probably didn't watch it. Like Naruto is trash, but I watched.
You're watching it.
Shippuden,
but you're currently.
He stopped watching it.
Stop, bro. It's a stop because somebody's not upholding our bargain. But that's another conversation for another day. Anyway,
I don't know who you're talking about.
You nigga.
Somebody that's obviously not watching One Piece.
Huh?
Somebody who's obviously not watching.
Yeah, like what? What are you talking about? But yeah,
keep that shit trucking, bro. We're talking about Invincible, nigga.
So I think because I was trying to look up while you guys were talking, I was trying to look up who is the publishing house of this because I wanted to know if
from the comic book.
Yeah, like
the same publisher that did The Walking Dead. I forget which comic book company this is.
It's Image.
Okay.
Image Comics.
Damn, I should know that.
So they're the third largest comic book company
behind DC and Marvel.
DC and Marvel, and they were created by what did this thing say? Several high profile illustrators. In 1992, shout out to my year.
Yeah, our year.
Oh, our year. I'm sorry, I forgot you was here. So yeah, and
92.
I was just trying to look. I was trying to look up I was trying to just look up if like maybe this was created by someone who worked at DC or at Marvel at one point. Eric Larson, that name looks familiar, and Jim Lee. Those two names look familiar.
Yeah, you would have to look into their bios and see maybe some of their accolades.
Yeah,
and
so
companies
Eric
that
Larson
did with.
Eric Larson did some art for the Spider-Man series.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of those cartoonists they've gotten work from multiple companies.
Yeah, Jim Lee also did
they do concept art too.
He did X-Men as well as other stuff.
So
and he did
Marvel
DC stuff as well too.
Okay, cool.
So these are just little tidbits.
And these are the creators or just the illustrators?
These are the founders of Eric Larson.
Oh, these are the ones that wrote the comic books.
Yeah, these are the two of the
original creators
names here, like run. 7 or so names of the founders of Image Comics.
Oh, okay. This is of the entire company.
Yes, these are the people who created it. That's why I wanted to know if the people who created it had any affiliations with other the other two bigger
big giants, comic book giants.
Because like you said DC. This had more of a DC storyline, which is, especially in the comics, is usually especially in the animation or the animated series or the movies, are usually dark and grim.
Yes, they do have a darker tone,
which is what I like, because I prefer that to Marvel's lighter sides of things. The only person, because I was even talking to Chinadu the other day, to be honest with you, when I was fucking with Marvel, nobody knew who the fuck Iron Man and fucking Thor was. I didn't like those characters. It was about Spider-Man, bro. Don't talk to me about nobody but Spidey, my guy.
I can actually point out that there are a lot of instances in Spider-Man's comic book world where it gets pretty dark.
No, and yes, it does.
Peter gets into a lot of shit in his head, and he gets very depressed.
I watched Spider-Man 3.
There's a lot of not even the movies, bro. There's a lot of death. There's a comic book run where Peter, accidentally kills Mary Jane with his radioactive semen. I'm so serious. Y'all both are looking at me like I'm crazy. Yeah, Mary Jane dies. She dies from cancer. She dies from cancer because obviously Spider-Man Peter was bitten by a radioactive spider. So his DNA is essentially radioactive.
So he can't have kids?
In this particular comic book run, him and Mary Jane conceived the child, and she passed away from cancer. She got cancer from conceiving the child with him.
Wow.
So it gets dark.
What happened to the child? Was the child spider-like?
I don't remember if this version they had the child. I think in this version, no, that's in the newest one that was done by J.J. Abrams. There's another one where he has a kid and he has a son, and Mary Jane dies when the child is born, and then his son has spider powers. There's another one where they have a daughter, and the three of them are a spider family. There's a lot of different versions of the story.
Mary Jane, Spider Woman.
Yeah, they're like one big happy spider family.
Yeah,
I own that comic book run, and I haven't read it yet.
Oh yeah, I forgot you used to get those comic book things.
I had a subscription for a company that would send them to me every month when they would come out, and I would just have a list of series that I wanted to read. And I have a bunch. They're all in storage. I haven't gotten a chance to read most of that stuff.
I figure it's the same thing with my manga back there. I haven't read all of them. I'm going through them now.
So know my pain.
Back to Invincible.
So
I think the general consensus here is that we all liked how it ended.
I want to hear Dean's deep dive on it, though. Just Invincible in general. Like, what was your opinion about the series? How did you feel about these characters? The actual, you talked about the animation.
Yeah, I definitely did mention the animation. I'm not going to touch base on that. I'm
not going to lie to you. I didn't really. It didn't really.
You didn't notice?
I didn't really notice. No.
There are certain parts of the animation that get a little janky, just a little bit, teeny tiny bits.
You didn't notice? I'm shocked.
No, I didn't.
You didn't notice? How? It visually changed.
I mean, when you really pay attention to studios that do animation, like you can't just afford these top animators for every single episode. That budget would be ridiculous. You have to spread them out. You use your best resources for either the most hype episodes or a season finale. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or just like the best parts. Like,
yeah, that too.
The best parts.
Yeah, because it came back in. It definitely was in and out with the animation. So I believe it. I don't know. If you're gonna give me something, I don't know. Maybe just me. Like I said, it turned me off to the point where I almost stopped watching it. So I took the animation seriously, bro.
I couldn't put that show down.
It wasn't that. Yeah, I put it down, but then niggas started hyping it. I'm like, okay, I'll see. And then it was worth the hook. Like that shit was good.
How did you guys feel about? How did you guys feel about that twist with Robot? How'd you feel about Robot?
Oh yeah. I didn't mention that. I thought that. Oh, sorry. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought
it made. I don't know. God.
I thought he was gonna be a bad guy. I thought he was working with Omni-Man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, that's a good theory.
He was working with Omni-Man in some kind of capacity where they had struck a deal or some shit. Not that he was just trying to get his real body back. That's like crazy. Cause
yeah, I loved it. That whole that touchy ass scene where the little embryo guy is like,
he was like he had a hook on his nose.
Telling the original Robot.
Telling the clone to live his life, man. That was touching. I was actually sad. I felt it. I was sad watching that scene. I was like, damn.
Shit, bro.
I think it's pretty cool that like these comic books are getting animated and done well, and I hope it just keeps on this trajectory. I don't want any more, like, if it's not like, honestly, it's not up
things can go south.
It don't even have to be as action based or gory.
Yeah,
but
I agree with you.
The storytelling, because it didn't even need all the fighting was not even necessary. Yes, it was a great attribute. I would never take it out for anything. But if they gave us regular fighting where, niggas are just fighting real quick and then boom, and it's mostly just them doing the story, that whole Omni-Man is really a double agent and he had to kill the Guardians of the Galaxy because he had to
Guardians of the Globe.
Whatever them niggas are.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Globe. Guardians of, my bad, Marvel.
That's
bad.
funny. I didn't even peep into connections between
bro.
those.
Like they stole mad shit from both, bro. Like
I think it was really cool. It was dope because it's satire in a sense.
Yeah, you got to mention the comedy, bro. There's mad comedy in the show.
Bro, there's so much funny.
The show was funny.
It was so.
He was like
so much funny moments. So many funny moments. Excuse me.
Well, what are you laughing at, D?
I'm laughing when Omni-Man was talking to Shorty and she was just like. She was telling him, like, I know you did it. And he was like, nah. And then I don't know what made him fly away, but that part made me laugh.
Where he was just like, we'll finish this conversation later. Boom.
And he got the fuck up out of there. She started crying. Damn.
Bro,
no. I think the funniest part was when he was like, I didn't really care for her. She was just more like a pet to me. I was like, bro, you have known this woman for... That was hilarious, bro. She was like, ah!
I think by then she was off it because
bro, that shit stung her, bro.
It did.
Because she said it later on after that. She was like, I know that he killed the Guardians of the Globe.
She was hoping that there was a good reason.
But she was hoping there was a good reason for him to kill them. Once she heard that she was just Yasuke to this nigga, she was like, nah, what the fuck?
But I mean, you gotta. I was gonna say you gotta think about it from Nolan's perspective, right? He lives practically forever,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? You could love the shit out of it. You can love the shit out of an animal, right? But you know that you're gonna outlive that animal. So I mean,
the fact that you say animal and I'm thinking of Shorty, I'm like.
I mean, she's not a Viltrumite. You know what I'm saying? She's not a Viltrumite. He doesn't see her as an equal, right? Just like you looking at a cat or a dog or a fish or a turtle, and you're like, you're not me. You know what I'm saying?
So
I don't have thumbs, bro. Like
I saw something on TikTok today. I wanted to ask you guys this, right?
Ask away.
They said that, you know how they said in the show that the Viltrumites went to every single universe or every single planet in the universe, and they went across the universe too. They went to many other universes and have conquered universes. What do you think happened? Do you think they got to Planet Vegeta? And if you did, what do you think would happen on Planet Vegeta to the Viltrumites?
I mean, that kind of sounds like the Goku versus Superman debate all over again. Which Goku and the Saiyan race is loosely modeled after Superman and Krypton and Kryptonians in general. The stories are almost identical. So it'd be a close ass fight if Viltrumites went toe to toe with some Saiyans. I think it would be a close ass fight.
Jesus Christ, bro, that shit would be crazy, son.
I think. Who do you think would win? I honestly
think it'll be
don't know.
I mean,
I think the Saiyans is definitely gonna whip the Viltrumites' ass, bro, because I mean, they're more by that time they'll be more durable. Then I think they will be more durable than the Viltrumites, because I don't think for the Viltrumites it's not. No,
Saiyans aren't impenetrable. No, they're Viltrumites and Kryptonians in general are supposed to be impenetrable beings. You know, bullets bounce off of them.
But they're not though, because as we saw, they were like fucking throwing spears into other Viltrumites on the planet Viltrumite or Viltrum or so whatever the name is.
Viltrum,
right? Viltrum.
Yeah, we've seen people get hit up with some objects, but we don't know what those objects are made out of. I don't know what
that's a very good point.
True.
And it's being thrown by another Viltrumite. You know what I'm saying?
Like, speed and strength unlimited.
Yeah, but a Saiyan's strength is unlimited too.
Not necessarily if they train up to that point. I mean, the Saiyans that we had
with Goku 7, and Vegeta.
Goku and Vegeta now, maybe, yeah. I mean, that's a fight that would be really close. Okay. But I think just like Saiyans from Planet Vegeta from back in the day, like the pre-Frieza era,
Saiyan ass niggas, no Super Saiyans,
like no Super Saiyan, pre-Frieza era Planet Vegeta Saiyans, probably not. They probably wouldn't stand a chance.
Yeah. But there's weak Viltrums too, but that's why they exterminate them.
Yeah, and you could tell that like there was a power struggle between the Viltrumites that you could tell that there was a struggle between the Viltrumites that didn't want galactic domination, and then the ones that felt like they were entitled to everything in this bitch. Mm-hmm. If we're the strongest in the galaxy, why aren't we the ones in control of everything? You know, like it's
perspective.
It was. I try to look at, because they develop these characters so well, and I just felt like Nolan tries very hard to explain the mentality behind being a Viltrumite to Mark when they're having that battle in the last episode.
That was very well done, bro.
And well done. You know, we got that beautiful meme where it's like, think. Think, Mark. Think, Mark. Yo, you're fighting for like nothing,
bro.
This is, bro. When you talk
he was standing like,
bro. If somebody ever looked at you and said, "John, think, nigga, think." Yo,
he really wants you to think, bro.
So,
please think in that moment. So, did you see Mark's face on the ground?
He was messed up. He was completely messed up,
bro.
I felt really bad for him because he got his ass handed to him multiple times throughout the series, which is what makes a good.
Not multiple times, every time.
Every time. Yeah,
he was made to seem real mid.
because it makes perfect sense. You know what I'm saying? He just got his superpowers. To make him go from 0 to a fucking 1,000 is super corny.
Yes,
you know, to have him really struggle, and even though he's a Viltrumite, still get his ass handed to him because he doesn't really know what he's doing yet. It's good storytelling.
So this is a perfect example.
Has like there's something at stake.
So this is a perfect example of why Mortal Kombat was trash, bro.
Elementary, my dear.
Because they really didn't make me feel like that dude, Carl. What was his name?
Cole.
They really didn't make me want to like that nigga, bro. I'm sorry, I did not like him at all. He was not good.
I told you your opinion was fair. It was a very fair opinion.
I think he's not good.
I think
he's gonna end up doing the same thing, like he's gonna be maxed by
yes.
He's gonna be the Mortal Kombat
by the second movie, bro. He's gonna be.
I don't know about the second. If they get a third, maybe.
If they do all 4 movies that they hired the Sub-Zero actor for,
It looks like they
maybe
already
we'll see some.
It's like they're already doing number 2. So, but
which they actually, should be at this point.
We already spoke about that last episode. So actually, I want to change only because we don't have too much time.
We don't have too much time today.
I want to talk about Yasuke. Did you guys watch it?
I did.
Danny, did you watch it?
I've seen some of it.
You seen some? I'm dying to talk about it. Danny, Dean. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to bleep that out. Dean, we bro, change your name already, bro.
He said it so comfortably.
Just change your name, bro. Just change it. Just legally change your name.
Nah,
anyway,
bro.
So then you got to pay for that.
We're gonna. Unfortunately,
I'm gonna spoil it for you.
We're gonna spoiler alerts, so we're gonna spoil it for you.
Yeah.
I don't even mind. I'm gonna watch it because I felt as though what I was seeing was of good content.
Mid. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were gonna say it was mid.
No. I thought you meant like midway through. I was saying
no,
good content,
like it's mid.
No, it's not. I didn't think it was mid. I thought like. From what I'm getting of it, since you guys already seen it, this is what I'm getting from it so far.
Talk about it, King.
I'm getting...
Talk about it, King. Talk about it. Tell me what you think.
Bro, anyway, you're so lucky I have no drops today.
You're good.
It's all good. Yeah, so what I'm getting
Imagine the bombs exploding.
I feel like, he has some type of past thing where he worked for somebody who he had to off. And then once he offed him, he probably just hasn't been the same. Probably gave up his job, maybe. I don't know. And he's living like one of those guys like Hancock, who's just kind of like, but he's strong as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or, all right, that's Hancock. All right, cool. So, and I'm like, was that a Hitch? I'm like, fuck Will Smith movie.
He's not Hitch.
I'm mixing up the one.
Was that movie where he was like dating somebody?
I don't know. Anyway, so I'm getting that from it. And
Nobunaga. Oda.
Oda Nobunaga.
I got up to seeing that
girl really
with the strength.
Yes, that's why I wanted to talk about it, because he was a real person.
Oh, the dude?
Oda Nobunaga.
The character Yasuke and Nobunaga were both actual figures in real Japanese history. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit. That's crazy.
These characters are based on them. They're obviously this isn't like a 1-to-1 story of
like based like everything. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
But they're based on those people, real life.
It looks as though this is like the unification of Japan's story. That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, like the war to unify the clans in Japan under one particular empire.
Yes.
So I mean, do you wanna go with your breakdown first, since this was your recommendation, or do you want to hear my thoughts? Or Dean, were you finished? Because I feel like we interrupted you.
I only got up to like maybe where the girl starts showing off like her powers and shit, like she actually knows how to kick ass. But I gotta watch it. I'm gonna just watch it all over. But
it's pretty short. It's only a six episode, 1 season run through. It's not a long watch. Pretty quick.
The amount of time I didn't catch it.
It's like 3 hours, you'll be done. 3 hours.
I'll knock it out.
But all right, so boom. I liked it. I have a lot of issues with it, but I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody online talk about the fact that they had mechs on there.
Yes.
And a lot of people were really, really upset on the internet because they thought that this was going to be the story of Yasuke, but it's not. It's not the story of Yasuke.
It's not. He's just the character.
He's just the character, and he's not even really he's the main character, but also not the main character.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Go ahead.
Can we time out real quick?
Sure.
Can we stop the recording?
Sure, we can pause it. Sorry about that, guys. We are back. So
yes, continue. I'm listening.
But
this is so the anime is not necessarily the story of Yasuke.
It's not his origin story. It does give us flashbacks of things that happened in his life.
Can we tell the listeners who Yasuke is, like historically, who? So that way they understand what the significance behind this anime really is?
Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were going to explain it. But I thought you were going to.
I would just to keep it short and sweet. Yasuke was a African samurai in Oda Nobunaga's army, and he rose up the ranks and became one of the greatest samurai ever. But a lot of his
he was a personal bodyguard.
Yeah, he was a personal bodyguard of.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he stayed with him, a personal bodyguard, one of his right-hand man. He trusted his tactical and military efforts. He was very, very useful in a lot of the battles, but a lot of his history is erased because he was a black man in Japan.
That is absolutely correct.
He was
they actually don't even have many artistic renditions of this particular individual because it wasn't customary to have art painted of a slave.
Yes,
and he was a servant that became a samurai, but it just wasn't traditional for you to pay to have
acknowledge.
No, to pay to have a portrait made of a black person. It just wasn't really a thing.
No. So there's no portraits of him. Mm-hmm. Even there's a Netflix documentary series on about the age of the samurai, and I'm watching through it now, and I'll let you know maybe next week if I finish it. But so far I'm like 2 episodes in, and Yasuke has not been mentioned. There's about 6 episodes or so I'm gonna watch the rest next week. I'll let you know. Because I don't want to kill them before maybe they do.
Yeah, and then he pops up at the end.
He pops up, but as of right now, there's no real information about him. We only know about him through folk tales, and people have passing it down from generation to generation.
There is some documentation that he was a real servant who was a real samurai at some point who did serve under Nobunaga, and there's people that are assuming certain dark-skinned figures that were depicted in other pieces of art may be this person, but there is no confirmation that they are this person. And this anime is inspired by these real-life figures in history, but it is not a depiction of their actual lives. This is supposed to be a quasi sci-fi magical adventure type of anime.
Yes.
Right? Did I describe that well?
I don't know about magical because there's no real. There's magic. There's
the guy
magic,
that can astral project himself, and the chick that turns into a werebear.
Okay.
There's a magical element in there.
But
the chick the girl that uses the telekinesis, she can disassemble things and put things together. They make it feel magical
as well.
There are mechs, which I really wasn't a fan of. But no. This is you're going first.
No, I agree with you. I was not a fan of the mechs, but like I said, I liked it because even though I didn't like how they drew the black characters, I felt like they gave them their hands weren't really hands. They were paws that had 5 appendages just because of the way they were shaped and colored.
I think that was maybe the art style.
Maybe that's the art style. I personally don't like it because it makes, like, on a white person, it may not look as animalistic, but on a darker skinned person, it does. To me, maybe this is my personal opinion. To me,
I think maybe you might be looking a little too deep into the art style.
I don't like how, like, I know that he is a servant.
Was a servant.
He
makes it clear that that's his past, not his present.
No, he's still a servant. He's still a servant. He's
really
following that little girl around, bro. He's her protector, but that he's serving her, bro.
But he chooses to do that, though. Those are his choices. Out of his own free will, he chooses to be indebted to her for helping save his life in the beginning.
I don't know.
So he chooses to help her get to her destination.
Yes, and I agree, but I just don't like how they made him throughout the whole thing, because I know he's a servant. I know. But I feel like with this, the reason why I'm saying these things is because, like I said, I liked it. I really did. And I'm going to watch, if they make another season, I'll watch it because I like the story. The story was good. And even the fighting was pretty dope too. Yasuke is a fucking beast.
Agreed.
Another thing that I did not like is how everybody has powers but Yasuke. He's the only nigga.
That was a good part for me.
but I don't like it.
I like the fact that he was just a beast on his own. Didn't need
like
powers.
The swordman.
I like that, but
powers,
I also don't like it. Nigga, give him a little something. Give him a little power boost, bro. His power boost is just durability. He's mad durable.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga was getting beat up by a
priest with 2 brass knuckles.
Yo, they was beating him, bashing his head in, bro.
Yeah, he was getting
then the next day
with 2 brass knuckles, bro. Bruh. 2 brass knuckles.
Before that, you know what happened before that? He got into a big ass battle and there was a whole explosion, which damn near he drowned. And then he fucking woke up in the middle of the river, got himself out, and then fell asleep. Woke up again, found the girl, got her, saved her, then got caught by the priest just to get his face bashed. My this nigga's having a long day, bro. This nigga's having a long day, bro. But it was like, I like that. It was good. It kept me interested. I'm gonna actually watch it again because I want to see things maybe I didn't notice the first time I watched it. Okay. But yeah, those are like just my real gripes with it. I don't like how they be doing African American characters in animation.
Well, he's not African American.
Or African or black, whatever.
African turned Japanese.
Whatever. A darker skinned black character in animation. The only one that seems to do it right to me, and maybe this is just me talking off the head, there's probably more, but the one that I know right now that does it right to me is Craig of the Creek. That is I haven't seen that. It is a show about a kid who is a regular suburban kid, like fucking me and Danny, that likes playing at the fucking creek and playing with his friends and shit like that. Like that's all he does all day. And it just shows his parents went to fucking Howard, or his grandparents went to Howard, black affluent. It just shows black people in a different light. We don't all have to be the nigga who's extra funny or extra strong or extra durable. We can be nerdy too. Like there are different types of black people. And I wish it would be shown in media. This is not, like I said,
those stories have to be told by those individuals. Unfortunately, the people telling most of the stories we watch are not those people.
That's what I was going to say next. That's another reason why I'm not mad, because I don't think there were a lot of black people around when this script was, or this thing was being written. One, I don't know if this was a manga before it was an anime, or
this was a complete. I actually did a bunch of research for this after I finished watching it, just so that I wouldn't be totally unknowledgeable when we came to do the podcast. And
I knew one of us would be.
I thought you were going to be like a little bit more passionate about the project, so I was worried that my opinions were going to be a little too strong. But no, this was a straight pitch to Netflix. So the creator who did this project had 3 different pitches that he could have done, and they chose this one to fully fund and produce.
3 different pitches of this story?
No, just 3 pitches for
okay.
a show in general. He had 3 different, and this was one of the 3 that he pitched to Netflix, and they took this one.
Okay.
This is the one they wanted. Which I liked. I liked the fact that we got this particular story because this is an important
story
part of history that isn't focused on.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I never knew anything about any of this.
Yeah, so there really was a black samurai, and stuff like that doesn't get highlighted because there obviously isn't enough hardcore documentation that proves that so-and-so did these particular things, right? And it's hard for people to write historically accurate stories when there are no primary sources to prove that these individuals existed in that light.
Let me cut you off 1 second.
Go for it.
Another interesting thing about it was how I forgot what they called him, like the Master General or General Zero.
The
Dark General.
The Dark General.
Dark General.
At the end.
I think that's what they called him.
The Dark General.
Bro. I think it was just crazy how when he was fighting Yasuke, till his death,
till his dying breath.
He was a racist till he died, bro. Some people
you'll always be a servant.
Some people will be nice, bro. Be like, yo, you know what? I'm sorry for everything you did. You actually proved yourself to me.
He doubled down.
Said, you will always. He said what I just said. History will forget you.
Yep.
You will always
That's
be a
exactly
servant.
what he said. You will always be a servant, and died
Yasuke,
with his hatred.
Yasuke cut this nigga's head off, bro.
Died with his hatred. So,
goodbye. Goodbye.
So I went into this project assuming that we were going to get a more historically accurate story. I thought they were going to tell like almost like a Samurai Champloo kind of story, and I was so down for that. And then we got this magical, mystical sci-fi bullshit.
Flying Lotus also
yes, he was the musical. He was co-producer and the musical producer for the show. I actually used to listen to his music when I was in high school and didn't really realize it. I was like, wow, this name sounds super familiar. And then I went back and I was like, I definitely know this person's music.
Flying Lotus.
Flying Lotus. Yeah. It's interesting music. It's interesting stuff. Yeah.
Really it's like what I was showing you before with Tame Impala. It's like that, bro.
It's kind of lo-fi-ish.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Lo-fi, upbeat, hip-hop, techno kind of stuff. It's interesting though. It's real interesting. I like his music. Yeah, I like his music. So he co-produced this project with the person that did produce it, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head right now. So, you know, like I thought the music in the anime was great because I do like Flying Lotus projects.
Yeah, it had a lot of Samurai Champloo elements.
Kind of. I mean, Nujabez's music is kind of untouchable to me.
I didn't say the music. I'm talking about the anime in general.
Got you. You're right. I agree with you.
Not the music, the anime in general.
And this particular anime, in my opinion, would have been so much better with way more time invested into it. This was not episodes. This was not a 6-episode series. Like this was so rushed. Mm-hmm. The story takes a huge backseat to the action, which is horrible in my opinion. Although the action is great, the fight sequences are amazing. The sword fighting is incredible. Yasuke as a samurai is very admirable. It just did not do.
I agree with everything.
It did not do what it needed to do to make you emotionally invested in these particular characters. The way that we just went off on Invincible was a testament to how much time they spent telling us enough about these characters to give a shit who lives and dies. We know almost nothing about most of the characters introduced in this anime, and when some of these characters die, you don't really feel much. You're supposed to. The way the scene is set up, they want you to feel something for these characters, but you can't. There's not enough there to really give a shit about what's going on. I wanted to care a little bit more about Yasuke, and I'm sorry, this guy, what's his name? I forget his name sometimes. Lakeith Stanfield was such a horrible voice actor for this project. And he's not a bad actor. I've liked him in films. His voice acting was
I just want to
garbage.
Before you go further, right? I looked up some things. It's funny because I think I said before, maybe I misspoke because I didn't have this.
Send the homework when Mom
Sorry.
Look at you being an awesome big brother.
You good, bro. You good. All right. So I was doing some like research right now, and I think we mentioned that it wasn't written by, or I may have said that it wasn't written by someone black. It definitely was. It was written by Lee Sean Thomas.
That's the guy's name. Yeah,
who also wrote or helped write Black Dynamite, The Boondocks. And other shows, Legend of Korra. He did
I could tell.
He did Batman Bold and the
Brave and the Bold,
Green Lantern, and some other stuff too. He did some stuff he did Ben 10. He did Kim Possible and Lizzie McGuire. He did some stuff for Lizzie McGuire as well, animating wise. But yeah, he's from the South Bronx. Lee Sean Thomas is his name. He created Yasuke, and if it was a black person that really did this,
here's my theory. I feel like Netflix didn't give him a large enough. I feel like Netflix didn't give him a large enough budget.
I know.
And I feel like
is the budget gonna give? Is the budget gonna make the story better?
Yes, because you have more money to hire animators for a longer period of time to tell a longer story. Yeah, right? And you can tell more in your story. Yeah. I feel like 6 episodes was way too short.
Yeah, because how they brought the daimyo in was just weird. Like, bro, they just dropped her in, and now
then it's over in an episode and a half.
Like, now we have to wait a whole nother season to find out how she became the daimyo in the first place. Like,
if we even get that.
That's what I'm saying.
It looks like the story's done. It looked like a one and done.
Yeah,
it looked like one season and that was it. 6 episodes, and it's too quick. It's too quick. You don't care about the characters. Lakeith Stanfield is the most boring voice I had ever heard in an anime. Period. I went back and forth. Ugo, I kid you not, I really, really, really wanted to watch this in Japanese because I just could not. Oh shit, my headphones. I just could not, for the life of me, listen to this guy in English because he was just.
Wait, there's a Japanese version?
Yeah, you can change. There's a whole bunch of versions. You can change the language in the settings.
Oh wow,
that's pretty hard.
To whatever you want. And I was listening to it in Japanese for a while. You could tell it was originally recorded in Japanese because the mouth flaps match perfectly in Japanese, and then they dubbed mouth over flaps. It. That's what they're called. They're called mouth flaps.
No, I just hate titles sometimes. I just hate certain titles sometimes.
And yeah, you could tell it was originally recorded in Japanese, and then they dubbed over it in English for the official release, and it just.
Okay, so we kind of on the same type of time, John. I'm not gonna lie, but we may have just not liked it for.
Different reasons. Bro, the mechs, that was there should not have been mechs in this story.
Edit.
oh, could you
my bad. I'm sorry. It was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. I didn't appreciate the mechs in this story.
Daddy, shut up.
It was unnecessary. Yeah.
It was unnecessary.
No, it was
You're in feudal Japan. Literally, they had a scene where it's like a few years before what we're looking at now was the year 1579, and there's a full mech.
There's mechs on, bro. They had a picture of mechs on top of ships. Why the fuck are mechs on top of ships, bro? If you have the technology to make mechs, why do you need ships? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it just wasn't good, bro. It just wasn't good.
And I liked it. So the genre is saying it's action, fantasy, and samurai.
There we go.
But I like
fantasy. That's the word I could never.
I liked it. I liked it because it was interesting enough, and I felt like, even though I did not like Lakeith Stanfield's voice acting, I liked the character Yasuke because
the character was dope. A better voice actor would have made it enjoyable.
For sure. He was steadfast, noble, very loyal, honorable,
super honorable.
He did things, he had morals, he did things with a reason. He's not just gonna do it just to do it. Like, he was like, no, I'm not gonna take you to go see the doctor. This nigga went, slept, got a flashback about how he helped the kid, and he was like, yo, in my culture, we help if you're a child in the village, you're my child. I'm gonna help you.
Mm-hmm. We take care of the children in the village where I'm from, is how he put it. It had the potential to be a really great story, and it dropped the bar by being 6 episodes long, having a shitty voice cast, having a rushed production.
we don't like it for the same reasons. You're absolutely right, because I feel like if it was a longer series, they wouldn't have made Yasuke such a driving Miss Daisy ass nigga the whole time. Like, that shit was really, really annoying.
Just, I don't know. It was very lackluster.
He was the boatsman. Then he was a taxi boatsman. Then he was a supervisor for a small child. Now, like, come on, son. When is Yasuke gonna be just him? The only time I actually saw him be him was when he was fighting the Dark General, and when he slit his head off. Dumbass nigga talking all that shit, bro. To your death. That's why you dead, racist. Fuck out of here, man.
Like they wanted you to feel, like connection to the culture and to this idea of settling things the old way, and this concept of dealing, I thought
that was very cool too,
dealing with things in this old mentality that he had to overcome the racism that happened. That they didn't want to acknowledge him as a samurai. You're no samurai, you're just a servant. You'll always just be this servant. Like, you're not even Japanese. How dare you call yourself a samurai? You don't deserve that title. Things like that. And then they tried really, really hard to make you feel this character's struggle, but this conversation happens in like 2.5 seconds.
Bro.
And that's it. And then you move on to the next scene. And like Juice was talking about earlier, the story is genuinely about this little girl, and his story takes a huge backseat.
Bro, it's so weird because if they just had him becoming like that the flashbacks, they should have just made the flashback the story, because that was hard.
That was dope.
He was
killing the girl that he had. Him killing the girl that he had feelings for because he found out that she was playing everybody.
I thought the backstory was like what we were getting towards the end. Like, you get what I'm saying?
No,
the backstory was him. The backstory were the flashbacks of him being, a general in Nobunaga's army, approaching other factions.
But you know how flashbacks could settle this.
Bro, when he came,
something relative, another some type of way.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm saying, because I was under the assumption of.
Huh?
Your sound went out.
No, we can't.
We can't hear you.
My bad.
Oh,
my bad.
We hear you now.
Yeah, I was under the assumption that it was going to move like how Naruto does with how they do flashbacks, but it always make some type of loop around, where maybe I don't know, he was gonna see that and then something, I don't know, I just assumed, but
how you mean like in Naruto, like a flashback, like they'll have recurring flashbacks, like you'll see a flashback one time and then you'll see it other times in the story, or you'll see a
character from that flashback show up in the present time of what's going on right now.
It's to reinforce the narrative that's currently going on. In Yasuke, the flashbacks almost have nothing to do with what's going on. They're just showing you. They're showing you how Yasuke got to where he is and why he might be a little bit of a hard
No. This is what the flashbacks. So, like he said for Naruto's flashbacks, for Yasuke's flashbacks, right? This is what the flashbacks are showing you. The flashbacks are showing you who Yasuke is as a man. How he got to where he is at the moment now.
Yes.
And why he is acting how he is. Which, like I said, if they just gave us the flashback as the story, they'd have a great anime. No complaints. Even if they made him a servant boy and all that shit, at least they would have done it right.
I would have appreciated an entire season of him rising up the ranks or training to become a samurai and dealing with that you'll never be anything more than what you are.
That would have been hard.
That would have been an amazing introduction to a grander story where we would have gotten what happens after that.
Or they could have done that, and then this storyline that they gave us now could have been another part of the story. I don't even give a fuck about the mechs, bro. Give us mechs. Just give me the backstory on Yasuke. I don't care about this little girl, son. Stop talking to me about her, bro. She's not interesting.
Yeah, you don't really care about her.
I don't care about her.
You don't care about her.
Is her wild ass power something to?
Yes, she is super important, bro. She is the main to me. She's the main character. They should call it little girl, not Yasuke, bro. Whatever her name is.
She's supposed to be. She's theoretically more powerful than the main villain of the entire story, and that this villain wants this girl's powers for herself. I like the fact that the main villain is a woman.
A girl.
Yeah, that it just tells a good story, on paper. If I were to explain it to you, you might think this was a good story until you actually watch.
That might have been what sold it.
until you watch it.
that might have been what
it might have been what sold it was the way the story sounded in the fucking meeting room, the way he pitched it to Netflix. But I genuinely feel like he wanted to tell a large story, and Netflix was like, you got like 6 episodes.
6 episodes. Do it in 6 episodes.
Yeah,
and 6 episodes.
and that to me, I find something a little bit more wrong with that idea.
He did it for the money. That's
I find something wrong with that, where Netflix is like, oh, you want to do an anime about an African samurai? Here's 6 episodes. That to me sounds like that's the shite.
But you had like maybe like a 13 episode pilot, and you were like, oh, now I gotta shrink it to 6.
Now I gotta shrink it to 6 episodes.
Would you even do that for the bread? Story. Is that worth it?
In my opinion, no. I'd rather just draw the comic book out, maybe do a graphic novel,
facts,
or something like that.
Or
hire an illustrator
for another company, because another company is going to
Amazon is thirsty for exclusives right now.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Hulu, like they're different
Hulu
outlets.
Needs something.
There are plenty of different outlets.
Hulu needs something.
Their original content is trash over there, bro.
They got the Solar Opposites that I really like.
That's about it.
The same creators from Rick and Morty.
Like that shit.
He's got the Rick and Morty hoodie on, bro. The Solar Opposites, I kid you not, is hilarious.
Hold on, let's finish up.
I'll watch it though.
Let's finish up Yasuke real quick.
You gotta watch it. Season 1, season 2.
I'll
ranking it out of 10. I'll give it like a 6.5, 7. Because like I said, I did enjoy the watch. It wasn't a bad watch.
Like a 5.5, 6.
I enjoyed the watch, but like I said, I have so many issues with it that anything higher than a 6.5 would be insulting. And 6.5 is me being nice, because like I said, I enjoy the watch and I would watch it again, but that's only to see if I missed anything. And like I said, I'm gonna come back and finish that Age of the Samurai on Netflix, and I'll come and say if they mention anything about him and see if they really care about the real original African man.
I'm interested to know if they do, but something tells me that since there isn't, and just as a person who studied history at one point in his life, I just know for a fact if there isn't that much hardcore proof or evidence on paper, some type of documentation about a particular person, you're not going to really hear a whole lot about them, especially in a documentary. There's nothing to go off of. There's just speculation, unfortunately, because they chose to omit his history from, that particular era in time. It's highly unfortunate, and I really would have appreciated a more concrete, realistic story about this African samurai who kind of like overcame his servitude and became an honorable servant to Nobunaga and his personal bodyguard, and somebody who kicked major ass.
And he was very he was very active in the military, had a great military mind. Mm-hmm. He was very strong, about 6'7" or something like that. Very tall, strong man, beating niggas up, bro, and chopping their head off with a swing of his.
Imagine a 6'7" black man standing next to first an Asian man, then
swinging a samurai sword, bro, swinging the katana with full force.
With full force, bro. He's swiping niggas' heads off.
Katana swing,
clean off, bro. Clean off, bro.
It had so much potential.
So much
just disappointed the hell out of me. I was sad that it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
We're gonna end this podcast right now.
Yes.
Just before we go, I just wanted to mention, Warner Brothers Studios is just showing how racist they are every single second of the day, and I don't appreciate it. I
don't appreciate it.
Yeah, bro, they're wilding out. They're wilding out. So they're trying to make a Black Superman movie, and at first there was rumors, but now it looks like they're really trying to make a Black Superman movie, and there is a Black Superman. I'm not remember his name, but he's from Earth 22, I believe, right, John?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it was Earth 22.
And he was the
DC
president.
Geeks, correct me if I'm wrong.
He was like the president of the world, or the United States at the time. And if they were making it about him, I'd be with it. But that's not what they're doing. They want to make Clark Kent a black man, like the regular Kal-El.
Like they just want to cast a black man
person
as
to place
Clark Kent.
Yes, and that's trash. Do not do that.
Why
Don't do
a black
that.
man can't be named Clark.
Don't do that. Oh, pop out. Don't do that. Fuck out of here, bro.
The memes are coming already. Dark Kent. You already know that's coming.
Dark Kent. Oh,
you already know that's coming, bro.
Oh,
that would be the first thing on niggas' heads. The first thing on niggas' heads. That's easy. That's an easy one. That's so nothing.
His name is Calvin Ellis. Calvin Ellis is the Black Superman. He's actually a black man who was Superman.
Okay.
Who was Superman?
Who is Superman? Sorry.
Oh.
In his story.
Superman. Yes, he's a part of the New 52 community continuity. Excuse me. And yeah, he was the Black Superman. He was also, fucking ads. He was also the president of the United States, the Kryptonian president of the United States, which is cool. And if they were making it about him, I'd be with it. But they are not.
I would too. And it'd be like a Miles Morales scenario all over again.
Yes. And, with those scenarios, it was more so a black person taking the mantle of a white character's superhero and now becoming that position and now becoming that superhero. Mm-hmm. This is them just trying to make him black. That's disgusting. That's blackface. I don't like it.
Oh my God.
I don't like it.
Why do I feel like you'd be fake wilding on all of these like quasi racial issues?
Bro, I'm not fake wilding. This is disgusting, bro. This is like, I believe it's because at first they were talking about casting what's his name?
Wesley Snipes.
Michael B. Jordan. And now
look at the laughs I got for Wesley Snipes.
Yo, let them niggas cast Wesley Snipes, bro.
Bro, I think he would be a phenomenal Superman, bro.
No, I'm good. He was already Blade.
He's a phenomenal Superman?
Phenomenal Superman, bro.
I see him more as playing a phenomenal villain before a superhero.
Think so? I mean, he did a good Blade.
He did a great Blade. A great Blade.
And he was in Coming to America 2 as a villain, so.
Semi-villain.
He
was an antagonist. Let's not call him a villain. He was just the antagonist.
The antagonist.
The antagonist of the
story.
So
basically, but that's my only issue. I just don't want a black Superman. I'm done with all this bullshit.
So what would make
me happy?
Yeah,
give me a Static Shock movie. Give me a Static Shock series.
I would love to see that.
Give me a Static Shock.
Why didn't they do that?
I want the cinematic version of that. I want to see.
I don't care. They just give me Static. Why can't they redo Static Shock?
Why can't they just
all over?
Why can't they just cast Dean as Static Shock? He's got the locks for it and everything.
I think we should record it and pitch it to Netflix and just say fuck them.
Warner Brother will have you.
OMO Productions.
It's not gonna
presents.
It's right there.
OMO is
gonna be Lightning Shock.
OMO is gonna be owned by Warner Brother.
Lightning Shock.
It's gonna be WB OMO. That's what that shit is gonna be, bro.
WB.
Hey, don't even try it. Don't even try it.
Don't even try it.
But yeah, bro, I do not want, like I said, man, let's give us Static Shock, the movie, bro. They told us that we were going to get it last year. And now Michael B. Jordan was supposed to be producing it or executive producing it.
Maybe
now we're
he
hearing
still
nothing
is.
about it.
Because maybe they're still in early production stages. You got to hire a bunch of people.
No, bro.
And sometimes the people that you're originally working with, they might not share your vision. And after a while, you'll be like, all right, cool. So I don't need your services anymore. And you got to start over again.
Fuck that. Bro.
Pre-production is
There's so many nigga, Cyborg. There's so many other characters in DC that could get a movie that are black.
John Stewart.
Wasn't it Green Lantern?
Green Lantern! The best Green Lantern. The best.
Wasn't he actually black?
The best.
The second Green Lantern from Earth is John Stewart. The first one is Hal Jordan. See, I know my DC shit. I just don't really fuck with it.
You see how he waved it?
The best. John Stewart, a.k.a. that nigga is raw. The best. The best. Yeah, man. Give us one of those Warner Brothers. Stop being fucking idiots and start getting this shit right. Because if not, I promise I didn't watch what do you call it? That bullshit Wonder Woman 1984. Why the fuck am I watching Wonder Woman in 1980? I was born in 1992. I don't give a fuck about 1984, nigga.
Yo, you mad selfish, bro. You mad selfish.
He said you mad selfish.
Come on,
bro.
Son, stop.
They're not just gonna give you
You're making me
movies
mad,
for you.
bro.
They gotta do movies for everybody.
Nobody liked it.
Bro, when am I gonna get a Puerto Rican superhero, huh? When am I gonna get the Puerto Rican? Where's Boricua man? Like, what happened to that guy?
Boricua
Miles is half Boricua. What are you talking about? He's half Bori, nigga.
Come on, bro.
No,
who's half Boricua?
What's his name? Miles.
Miles Morales, yeah, he's half Puerto Rican.
All right, so
but I mean,
up.
he's identified more as the Black Spider-Man. He's not the Puerto Rican Spider-Man.
Well, no.
When you refer to Miles, he's what? Black Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the fact that he's Puerto Rican is just kind of takes a back seat. I want the Puerto Rican superhero, bro. I want them to do a movie on La Boriqueña. It was an actual comic book. It was an actual comic book
about
an actual Puerto Rican superhero that's a woman, La Boriqueña. Yeah, I have it.
La Boriqueña.
Is she fire? What's her powers?
It's kind of like a Superman character.
I thought Boricua was a Spanish girl. Was it Boriqueña?
That's just that was her superhero name, La Boriqueña.
Oh, La Boriqueña.
Who's saying, look in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's La Boriqueña!
That's just not getting crazy. That's just not going nuts.
All right, guys. So we're going to end this podcast.
You should look it up, bro. Look it up.
How we end it, you know how we're going to end it. We're going to talk about what games we're playing and what animes we're watching. John, what anime are you watching right now, bro?
Anime? Well, I just finished watching Yasuke because we just finished talking about it.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing that I'm watching. I saw the first episode of The Bad Batch. Excuse me.
Ooh, how was it?
From Star Wars. The Bad Batch was wild. Ooh. That was great. That was so fucking good. It was an hour and 15 minutes of a first episode. An hour and 15 minute first episode.
Warner Brothers take notes.
Of a Star Wars story, and they told such a damn story. I don't even want to get into it because I'll be here for another half hour, so I won't do it.
Yeah, please don't.
But it was fucking great. So the Bad Batch I'm excited for now. So I saw that. I watched Yasuke, and that's about it for animation in general.
What about video games?
Video games. I finally got to play MLB The Show on my Xbox Series X. It was a very, very, very realistic baseball simulation. I played one game as the Toronto Blue Jays because I'm Toronto as hell. So I played as the Toronto Blue Jays.
Somebody born and raised in New Jersey is Toronto
as hell, bro. That's really how it goes.
Yo, make it make sense.
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea why. I went to see a Blue Jays game in person in Toronto, and I just really liked the vibe and the atmosphere of the way like those fans are and the stadium and everything. It was just a cool environment. So I just felt like, since I don't really care about baseball, I guess
you took more of a liking to the environment.
I liked the culture behind the Blue Jays culture while I was there, and I appreciated it enough to at least be like, yeah, I'll support you guys. Fuck it.
You know what?
Play the game.
But so I played one game, and then I uninstalled it from my Xbox. I played one game, and I was like, wow. I never want to do that again. I don't want to do that. It was so boring that, I was getting my hair retwisted the day that I was playing it. And Simata was like kind of watching me play the game and was like, yeah, no, this game is super boring.
I told you.
That's just sad.
Yeah. And I mean, it is also because baseball is just a slower paced sport.
Game, bro.
But
everything is real to the
it just doesn't tickle my fancy. I just can't really get into the sports titles. I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it at all. But I appreciated it. I appreciated like how realistic it was, and Just how many different versions of a particular play style you can switch between. That was really, really cool.
What do you mean play style?
So like they'll give you 3, 4, sometimes even like 5 different options of how you can play a particular part of the game. So there's a different mechanic for hitting the ball. You could choose how you want to hit the ball. And then there was like 4 or 5 different pitching mechanics. You could choose how you want to pitch the ball. And I found out that I was way better at pitching than I was at actually hitting. I had like the outfield as automatic. I was like, yeah, I can catch that shit. I'm not happy. Like, it was just, I tried. I really, really tried, and I really, really wanted to like it, and I wanted to play the game, and I was yawning the whole time I was playing the game. I just really couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And I'm sorry to all the baseball fans and all the MLB show players that love this game that play it on PlayStation, because PlayStation's better. I don't know.
I'm shocked to see Ugo do that, because Ugo, you was a PSA.
Wasn't rocking with it.
No,
he was talking about the game. He was talking about but now we both
I think he said
Xbox ride or die.
PS is there. I mean,
I played that, so I did that one MLB game. I tested out Destroy All Humans. I told you last time that I downloaded Destroy All Humans. That game is hilarious. That game is fucking funny. Sure. Have you ever seen Invader Zim? On Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
So the voice actor who plays Invader Zim, he's one of the main characters in this Destroy All Humans game, which is a game obviously about aliens, and it's the funniest shit ever.
Wait, aliens?
You play as an alien that's destroying everything and trying to get back an alien that was captured by the U.S. government.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So your job is to like freaking blow up radioactive cows and burn towns to the ground and freaking disguise yourself as human beings and infiltrate government buildings and stuff. It's like a comedy. It's not really like a serious game. It's just a game that's just about being funny. And it's funny, and I haven't gotten that far into the game, but it's definitely hilarious. And so Destroy All Humans was really funny, in my opinion. And then I jumped back onto Outriders because I couldn't progress in Kingdom Hearts anymore because my daughter wants to watch me play the Little Mermaid level. And that's where I'm at. So she wasn't home. She wants to see me play that particular level to see the Little Mermaid characters. And I got to that part of the game and she wasn't home. So I was like, well, Kingdom Hearts got to stop. Because if I beat this level and then she wasn't there, just waterworks. I don't want it. I want no parts. I want no beef. I want no beef.
I feel you.
Zero beef I want with that child. And so I put Kingdom Hearts on pause and I started playing Outriders, and I got really into Outriders again. It's definitely a really good game. So I appreciate that one a lot. I'm getting a little farther in there. So that's it. Outriders, Destroy All Humans, that one game I played of MLB The Show, and that's it.
Kingdom Hearts. Okay. Danny, what animes are you watching right now?
I haven't really grabbed too much time to really start anything new from the last catalog I might have gave y'all. But if I am going to say anything, I do pitch watching, if I didn't last time, Parasite.
Parasite was good. I saw that.
I love Parasite. Yeah.
Wait till you get to the ending, bro. It's real philosophical questions towards the end of that anime that I greatly appreciated.
I've watched it, but I might have to rewatch it because of what you just said. Maybe there's things I missed from the first time I watched it that I didn't.
Just like circle of life type of philosophical.
I love animes that do that, like that throw in like life like aspects and like things just to kind of really digest, like
make you think a little bit.
Make you think. I love that shit. That's why I like Tokyo Ghoul so much, low key. I feel like there's
a lot of similarities between those two titles, between Parasite and Tokyo Ghoul. They ask very similar philosophical questions about like who's at the top of the food chain, you know what I'm saying, and how do we as human beings kind of fit into that food chain specifically. It's really interesting stuff. I like asking questions like that.
For sure.
As the
gives you a sense of
in the
group. Okay. And
yeah.
you playing any video games, bro?
Yeah, did you get a chance to play something this week?
I was trying to do what you guys told me and download the Fighter Z on the Is it not Fighter Z?
No, it's called Dragon Ball
Fighters.
Oh, the Z is just for
the Z is like
it's
supposed to be the S,
yeah.
but it's the Z, because of Dragon Ball Z.
These niggas. Anyway, so Dragon Ball. I'm like Fighter Z. Okay, cool. Like, nah, Fighters. Okay, cool. Yeah, I tried to download that shit. And I think I needed Wi-Fi when I tried to do it. I just didn't. It didn't work.
I have no idea what the problem was. He's like, I tried, and then
on the road type shit, and then I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And these Wi-Fi, and then
you just never, but you bought it though.
Didn't buy it. I have to do it. Like I gotta do it.
He couldn't look at anything because he was.
Did you see the price? Did you see the price?
I did not log in because I had no internet. It showed nothing.
Can't see anything. Well, you're home. You should grab your Switch and go into the eShop and look it up.
You're right. I'm going to definitely buy that shit.
At least look at it. Make sure it's on sale. Don't just buy it right now because we're peer pressuring you into buying it. Make sure that it's still on sale. Double check. Go look at it. You may have to wait until another sale.
Okay, you guys
usually Bandai Namco puts a lot of their games on sale during most sale periods. That's just how they move a lot of software.
Okay,
so you'll find it on sale again if it's not on sale right now.
The next sale is probably going to be maybe Memorial Day weekend.
That or like maybe 4th of July.
4th of July. So like I would say
wait a little bit. Damn.
If it's not around $10-15, don't buy it.
it's not usually on sale. Like the standard edition is usually pretty cheap. When I bought it digitally on my Xbox, I think I might have paid like $18 for the Ultimate Edition.
There's different. What's the Ultimate give you besides standard?
They just give you like additional characters and additional avatars.
I can't unlock characters.
Yeah, and there's like avatars that you can use in your overworld, and they give you like additional avatars and stuff like that. It's like all cosmetic shit. But yeah, characters for sure. There's a fighters pack that you can download that has a lot of the Dragon Ball Super characters. Yeah, like DLC. They've got like Kefla and all different other types of characters in there. Broly is in there. There's a lot of stuff. They do a lot of added shit.
It's worth the extra money.
I think so, but I haven't gotten a chance to really play my Xbox version. The only one I played was my Switch version.
I've been meaning bro.
I've been meaning to jump back on the Xbox one.
It's the only one we playing. But so as far as anime I'm watching, I was watching Yasuke. I finished it, of course. And I started watching, this is like one I just put on to go to sleep, Cells at Work.
I like that. I like Cells at Work. Oh yeah, I started that. I could have said that.
I haven't heard of that.
I started that last week.
It's okay. It's on Netflix. I just put it on when when I don't want to like think about anything. It's just like it's cool.
Educational.
It's about a red blood cell and a white blood cell.
It's teaching you about your body functions.
What is this, Osmosis Jones?
Yeah, it's like
almost in a way, but it's just with anime characters. But it's actually like it looks like an anime, like shit fighting. Niggas getting shit breaking, regular anime shit.
Yeah.
But they're making it. That's inside your body, so they're just showing you what's going down when you get like certain kind of like either infections. I think they did one for like cancer. It just shows you, like what your body does to fight off these diseases. Yeah. And the fight is like the anime. It's like they're really fighting.
That sounds cool though. I would actually.
No, the white blood cells will go crazy, bro.
Yo, the white blood cells
go crazy. Like, where is that virus? Where is he? You gotta get.
Damn,
go crazy.
Nah, it's crazy, but it teaches you dead ass. I love it. I like it. I would say I love it. I watch it.
Dope. Dope.
And video games, I haven't really been playing any video games because I was on vacation.
Jamaica.
Yeah. But video games, if any, is most likely 2K right now. That's all I've been playing.
That's fair.
Recently, I haven't.
Casual
there is a
play.
new video game, a new My Hero video game coming out that I want to get.
Bro, there's a Demon Slayer video game that's coming out.
I think I mentioned that before, but there is
that
a
I am.
Slayer.
But who's how many characters can you fight
That's
with?
the only
bro?
thing. They may
who you fighting?
They may give you. Well, now we have the movie out, and they have added a couple more characters. They're gonna give us all of the high demons, all 12 of them. They're gonna give them to us.
We don't know that yet. They haven't confirmed that.
Well, I would hope that they do, because we know those characters, even though they have been killed off. We know them.
They're more than likely gonna add characters as the series goes on. Like we'll get DLC for newer characters that are introduced into the anime, but
or they'll just make a second game.
Yeah, they'll do that. I mean, it's going to be a similar roster to like My Hero Academia, because it's going to be an arena fighter, just like My Hero One's Justice. Have you ever played that one?
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, it's going to be like that, but with the katanas and everything in there. Bro, they're even making those two kids that were Urokodaki's students. The ghosts, the two, they're playable characters in the game. Each one of them separately.
That's what I'm saying. People,
there's going to be characters.
That's what I'm saying. People who have already died and stuff like that we know are going to be in the game. There's no way that they're not, because they were samurai, or they were demon slayers, or they were a part of the demon. What is it called?
The Demon Slayer Corps.
Demon Slayer Corps. They were part of the Demon Slayer Corps, so they're definitely going to be a part. Goku is definitely going to be a part.
Yeah, the characters like that.
Wasn't he the only one who died?
Huh?
Rengoku?
Wasn't he the only one that died?
Recently,
but people have died.
There were other characters that were introduced that died.
Who?
Like I said,
like those two kids that I just mentioned.
Well, they were dead.
Were training. Yeah, that were training Tanjiro to slice the boulder.
When he had to slice the boulder and he had to fight that kid, and him.
The guy with the kid with the mask. But I thought that was.
They were spirits.
They were dead.
Hmm.
They had died by that demon that he.
The demon in the forest. Yeah. During the demon core test.
Yeah.
They had where they send the students into the forest to see if they can survive a week.
And they did not. All right, cool. I just probably don't remember. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, so those are playable characters. There's a lot of screenshots. If you haven't seen like what some of the screenshots, I think there might even be some gameplay actually out there. I remember seeing some gameplay.
Yeah, I saw some as well.
And it looks just like the anime, and it looks fucking.
It was pretty good.
It looks
those two games I want, the Demon Slayer game and the new My Hero game that's coming out. I want both of those. Bandai Namco, Namco, right? Namco, sorry. Bandai Namco. They have another game that recently is coming out soon that I really want. I cannot remember the name, but once I do, I definitely will tell it next episode, because I saw it on their Instagram and it looked like dope. And I haven't seen, it's been a long time where I've seen a game trailer and I'm like, okay, I want to play that game.
Do you remember the title of this?
No,
what game is this one?
I don't remember. But once I do, trust me, I will let you know.
Bring it up next podcast, if anything.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Most of the games that I buy now are just off of like name recognition. So My Hero's One Justice. Okay, I like My Hero. I'm going to buy that game. I didn't even have to see how the gameplay was. Jump Force. I didn't really see the gameplay, but once I heard that I could play as any of the anime characters in all of anime, give me that.
Kind of, sort of.
But yeah, but give me that. What do you call it?
I wish that game was better. Dragon Ball.
The fighting, the when you're playing against people.
It's good if you're playing against other people, but just to play that game by yourself.
Yeah, playing the game by yourself is trash, and playing the story is trash. But
I'd rather bang my head against FIFA, a wall for an hour.
These are games that I have just been playing for years that I'm always going to play. If a new Pokemon game comes out, I'm most likely going to get it because I have been playing Pokemon since I was a baby.
I want to get that Pokemon Snap.
I've heard about that.
Really? I've seen it.
Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, I want to get that. We've kept the listeners
we kept them on for a while.
Way too long.
All right, so take us out, Johnny B.
All right, guys. Once again, if you listened all the way to the end of the podcast, we greatly appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for rocking with us. Thank you, Juice, Dean, all the listeners for being here. If you guys have anything you want to add to today's discussions. If you got a chance to watch Yasuke, if you did watch Invincible and you are excited for season 2 and season 3, drop a comment, let us know, shoot us a DM. Make sure that you follow us on all of our individual social medias, which I'm pretty sure Ugo is going to put all the links to all that magnificent goodness in our descriptions wherever this podcast is posted. Don't forget that you can watch this podcast on YouTube. You can listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that you would listen to a podcast. We will be there and you can rock with us. Don't forget to get involved. We really want to hear what you guys think. And yeah, let's keep it going. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate my co-host here. So if everybody's done, we have nothing else to say. I guess we'll catch y'all next time.
You know what it is.
You already know what it is. It's the Paradise Podcast. You heard everything I read.
Everything I read. Tell you that.